Ladies and gentlemen, the third and the most fundamental topic that we discuss today is how we, as normal human beings who are here where we are, will be able to accelerate our development so we can work with true leaders. We ourselves need to become leaders and we need to build other leaders. There are a few points that we are going to discuss here today. Number one, we are all called independent leaders. That means we are not dependent on each other. That means we have the drive, we can move forward, we know where to get the necessary tools and technologies, resources. So that includes people to seek help from others so that they can help us grow the adventure that we are on. Be an influencer. So your charisma, your energy, your way of carrying out these fundamental steps will act as key influences towards your team. Team is going to see that. So we all have to develop ourselves into true leaders. Now, one of the fundamental things that distinguish us between others is, are you a person who is going to go to the extra mile? And we briefly talked about like the transformation that we will feel when we reach that extra mile, the experience that we go through in disintegrating us into pieces where we connect with each other when we hit that extra mile. Momentum, unbelievable feature or physical characteristic of how we will be able to carry out. Momentum is very important, ladies and gentlemen. We need to have the upbeat momentum in transforming us and in transforming other people. When a distributor joins in your team, your first momentum is to make that person jade in a record time. So what are you going to do to help that resource get into the jade position? Now, two things. As we grow, we have to keep in mind always we should be humble and we should be hungry. Why we should be hungry? Because we have a treasure in our hand and we cannot keep that treasure with us. We have to share with other people. We have to bring those people under our team and we need to grow as much as we can, but at the same time staying ground to earth, very humble. Last but not least is recruiting the leaders. So people joining with you may not be the leaders from day one, but you should have a good plan to enhance the leadership abilities in them. You will be able to see their strength, their weakness. So coaching them, helping them read, helping them watch leadership videos, have them participate in all of the events, especially the international event and the regional events, because that's when they will see how the biggest well-known speakers are here to help us grow to the next level.
Topic of being identified as independent and dependent. The business itself, you are considered an independent business owner, so you have to do the part of actually doing it and just taking action as an independent person. Because if you become dependent, then you basically just, someone else is going to be taking your hand, going step by step, and it's just going to slow your progress. So basically you just have to focus your mindset again. It's going to be that you're going to have to do, basically just be your own boss. Second topic is about influence. Are you going to be an influencer or be influenced? Just how you brushed up on, you have to have both in order to basically see how you're going to do this and grow your business, but don't become an influenced person so much to the point that it won't hinder your growth. So you have to have a little bit of mix. Then just have that inspired beingness of yourself, that if you can have that passion, if you can have that personality and charisma of influence other people, they'll follow you no matter what. The next topic is going the extra mile or just barely making it. The barely making it is the mindset of how I used to be an employee with MD Anderson, and that in itself, I remember how upset I was that I wasn't going to go far with that company. And I was barely doing my last year with them because I just felt I wasn't going to be there anymore. So obviously I was not going the extra mile at every single aspect, but I did remember sometimes this is not me, this is not my identity, but I already knew I wasn't going to be there anyway. So on my next journey as a massage therapist, I'm now doing the extra mile, but that in itself it's different in the aspect that I don't want to get away from this business itself, but it's draining me of all my energy. But I can see how this plays with the Kayani itself, that you have to have the extra mile mentality in order to have more customers, in order to bring the leaders that you're going to attract, because you have to duplicate yourself. And the next topic would be the momentum, how that is contagious itself. If you don't have that momentum, your business is just going to dwindle and just going to lose that spark. That fire's going to just wash away. You got to keep it going. You got to keep doing the simple steps that they keep telling you. You have to invite. You have to do the presentations. Do it again, over and over and over again. How many people are you talking to? So that's another thing that I have to go ahead and just do this fresh and new, because it's a different business. So that's something that I have to work on that as well. Staying humble and hungry. Humble and hungry. Being humble is really one of the key aspects in order for you to really learn a lot of leadership skills. You're just more in tune of your of all the stuff that's all the blessings that are coming towards you. Because if you just stay arrogant and I'm big shot or whatnot, there's going to be some things it's going to certain situations are going to come at you with, where basically adversity is going to come at you with vengeance. So stay humble. Staying hungry itself, if you're not hungry, you will become hungry, literally. So that's how I see it. If you are hungry to the point that you are starving, that should be your breaking point. You got to do something about that. Change. And the last thing will be the recruiting the best leaders. So definitely I have to recruit the same like-minded people just as myself. People who are pretty much dependable, people who are pretty much not to the point that they're just gonna think this is just like another social thing. Like, no, it's just a business. You have to treat it as a business and not a hobby. Leaders are more like I can just go to them and not have a worry about it, but at the same time have that open door of communication with them as well.
So in this next portion, we're talking about the proper way to utilize leaders. So you have some people that think that leaders are someone that you depend on and then just follow them in every sense of the word. Leaders are a resource to support you in this endeavor that is your own business. So you have to be doing your own thing, use your leaders as a proper resource, and also make sure that you're going to leaders who are exhibiting leadership qualities. The ones that are influencers and not being influenced, and that are working and doing the extra mile. And then the other thing is it's important that when we have these opportunities that we sustain momentum. So in a week, 2 weeks, we still need to have the same high energy that we have right now to continue on. And the whole goal is that we're going to be those leaders, and we need to begin exhibiting those leadership qualities from now.